You might think the term torch singer went out with the Charleston. You might, if you haven't seen or heard one of Australia's most fiery performers. Seductive and sensual are just two of the adjectives critics use to describe Kate Ceberano, who at 25 is almost a veteran of the entertainment business. A veteran who's stretched her vocal cords from rock through soul to jazz and back again. Now she's going even further. At the moment, Kate's on a concert tour in America, and when she comes home, she'll star as Mary Magdalene in the revival of Jesus Christ Superstar. Kate Ceberano, doing her sexy best and loving every minute of it.
Well, my only intention when I'm on stage is just to kick ass and simply entertain an audience so that when they leave, they figure, well, that was $15 worth. I really got my money's value. Part of the function of the artist is to sort of like, I'm here, you know, I've made the effort to be here and I'm performing and I'm sweating. And like Madonna said, actually, she said, you know, I can be sitting in front of a whole audience of people, they'll all be there to see me, but the one person at the back who's disinterested and bored and yawning, I want to know why.
And to keep the audience on their toes, Kate pushes herself to the limit. Not just on stage. A couple of times a week, at least, she pumps iron in the gym. Whenever there's time, she's down at the pool competing with pals like James Rain. All part of the Ceberano strategy to make it to the top of this tough business and stay there. When you were 20, you said that by the time I'm 30, I will have done almost everything I want to.
Well, that was overly ambitious, I would say.
So you're no longer on target?
At 20, I felt like I was in a hurry. I felt like I needed to sort of keep up with the Kylie Minogues.
And do it all tomorrow.
And do it all tomorrow and be a millionaire by the time I was 25.
Even as a child, Kate desperately wanted to be a star. If there was a camera handy, Kate was performing.
She was always dressing up and in Fantasyland. I wasn't sure she'd be a singer, but I knew that she would be a performer or entertainer or to do something that way.
Cherie Ceberano is Kate's mother and her manager.
Well, I always thought that she would get whatever it was she wanted, because that was apparent from very early. And
she was that sort of child,
yes, she was.
When she was just 14, Kate left school and had her first taste of fame. She won her heat in a national talent quest.
I mean, I don't think I could sing really well then. I just think I just had a
about
kind
14?
of knack about it. Yeah.
And lied about your age?
Yeah. I said I was 16 because I was well-endowed young girl. And
Do you remember what you sang?
To Sir with Love.
To Sir with Love.
No, it's a classic. And I got so much hell from my friends at school. They just thought that was the biggest joke. Like, you know, I was teased. And then after that, I decided, well, stuff you all, you know. I'll just keep doing my thing.
That became Kate Ceberano's motto. She's always done her own thing.
When I was a kid, okay, there was a boy who I was really interested in, right? Now, he was quite a few years older than me, and he was like my first major love. Now, you know, the issue of having had sex it wasn't even introduced. We both were so shy about talking about it, but we'd kiss, and that seemed sufficient for about 6 or 8 months. And, you know, you'd reach the peaks of ecstasy just sort of in a pash. Anyway, I was so concerned that the first time we would do this, you know, it wouldn't be right.
So, to make sure it was right when it eventually happened, young Kate went into rehearsal with a stand-in.
You know, I said to this friend of mine, look, and it wasn't even really said, it was sort of just assumed. I said, look, I you know, this is not really for us, right? But can you give me a bit of a hint on, you know, what I'm expected to do here, and could you help me out? And he
Like a trial run?
Yeah, sure. like a trial run. But you only get one go at it, right?
And you were then prepared
And then I was prepared
for the real love.
And then when it happened, he wasn't interested. Like it all sort of fizzled before the time actually came.
Is that right?
So I said, "Oh well, bugger you! I'm having a bit of fun. I think I might go and recruit for some new lovers anyway."
These days, Kate is still experimenting with her voice and her music. There have been 6 albums, 3 gold records, 1 platinum, and countless awards, including 2 for Best Female Vocalist. But throughout her career, there has been one constant, what one reviewer called her raw sensuality. You almost make love to your songs, don't you?
Yeah.
But you do.
It's a sexual thing, what can I say?
Do you think you go out of your way to sort of be sexy, or is it just you? You know, low-cut dresses, skin-tight stuff. Is that just you?
Well, I'm of the belief, see, you know, you're built with certain dimensions, right? Now, it's absolutely no point on this earth why, I mean, I'm not going to cover it up, partly because it looks terrible to see a woman who's sort of, you know, shapely, putting themselves in bags to get them the feeling that they're actually smaller than what they are. I mean, it just defeats the whole purpose of being born that way.
And if you've got it, flaunt it.
Exactly.
Flaunting it is all part of the public package. But now and then, Kate Ceberano balks at some of the publicity. You weren't all that impressed with the Playboy article, though, were you?
But only from a very simple artistic factor. Like, the article was great, because Playboy often has really good articles in it. They've got great journalists.
Everybody says that, Kate.
Yeah, right. Well, actually, it's not. No,
No, but you weren't very impressed with the cover.
No.
You weren't impressed with the cover, were you?
I just thought it was exploitative in the fact that it was very unaesthetic.
Did you feel cheapened by it?
Yes. This is Douglas C. Joyce, the patriarch of the Ceberano household, the great-grandfather...
Despite the professional raunchiness, Kate's real strength comes from her family, a mixture of Aussie, Filipino and Hawaiian. Apart from Grandad and Cherie, there's her father, Tino, and brother, Phil. Cousin Liz is her secretary. And finally, there's Kath, Kate's grandmother and the matriarch of the Ceberano clan.
And of course, I love everything she does. I like pop, but I also like her blues and jazz most.
And I believe you are Kate's greatest fan.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I don't go around telling everybody I'm her grandmother like some people I know. She goes around in trams and trains and football matches and says, I'm Kate Ceberano's grandfather. And I don't do that sort of thing.
Do you do that, Dad?
It does that, yes.
But when it comes down to the nitty-gritty of Kate's career, only 2 members of the family have any real say. The muso and the manager.
There's more control in being a manager than there is for me in being a mother. So they sometimes conflict because I actually don't think you should ever control an artist.
So have there been times when you've wondered whether you should be doing both? The reason I ask this is that the last time we saw each other in Sydney, I inadvertently overheard you screaming at your mother to give you more space. Do you often need more space?
Absolutely. I mean...
A lot of things have changed since then.
Oh, a
too.
lot of things.
And was that part of that deal that you made, that, hey, we've got to stop and think about this?
It's continuing renegotiation of the deal, like marriage.
Yeah.
Have you got too bossy at times?
No, she's more bossy than me.
Oh,
Yes,
that is a complete lie. I get it from her. If anything, we're both too bossy. Yeah, that's probably more like it.
Kate was born and bred in Melbourne. It's where she first made her name, where she feels most at home. Part of the gang and part of the scene.
Well, see, that's the other thing. I'm a really typical Australian girl. It's more likely that I'll be talking about lipstick colours and, you know, where I shop than my career or my profession. Do you know what I mean? That's a very Australian thing. Like, say, when you go to America, it's all, oh, so what have you... Well, I've done 5 films and I'm doing an audition with Robert De Niro and I'm blah-de-blah-de-blah, and you sort of go, oh, like, chill, baby, you know? Get your head back into the right space.
Do you feel nervous when you come off the stage?
No, I just feel tired. My feet hurt and I want a hot bath.
But Kate is willing to talk shop with these young fans. They have a special place in her life. They're pupils at a Church of Scientology school in Melbourne, which Kate supports financially. She herself is a third-generation Scientologist.
No, he's older than you. I don't go about imposing my beliefs on other people, and I certainly don't have anything about me that's very weird. That, you know, like... that could I mean, if anything, I mean, I do think I'm a good example of it, and I really stick to that.
So what about when it's no longer designated a church in America and called a cult? When its leaders are jailed? When hundreds of millions of dollars disappear?
C'est la vie.
C'est la vie? That doesn't make you think twice about it? Granted
that there'll be individuals who misuse it, because... you know, unfortunately that happens, and I think that they can be a very damaging example of how Scientology doesn't work.
Drinks with friends,
as a public figure, Kate has to be careful what she promotes, what she says, and what she does.
No one likes you when you're plastered.
If you're drinking, keep...
Just the other night, a friend handed me a stubby and I was sitting there holding on to this, and I was driving at the same time, and this guy put his head out the window and he said really nicely, he said, "Shouldn't drink and drive, Miss Ceberano." And I swear I felt so bad. It just kind of went clunk. I said, "Take it away. I don't ever want to see it again. I'll just drive." So I'm aware of the responsibilities of that.
Kate Ceberano is only 25, a chart topper who's been in the music business almost 10 years, a true professional who's always ready to try something new. Now tell me how important it is for you to one day have a baby.
I was built for him. I'd make a perfect mother. And one day I think it'll just round off a certain part of my adolescence, and then from that point on to be able to unconditionally give your love and affection and support to another person, no conditions placed on it whatsoever. I think it's a really important thing to do.
And will you necessarily need a man with it or not in your life?
You do tend to have men along at some point in the process too.
But only initially.
Well, right.
For the time being, that will have to wait. Kate's latest album will soon be released internationally. Her first chance to make it in America.
I'm confident that my time will come, but I'm in no hurry.
And are you as confident taking on the likes of Madonna, Paula Abdul?
It's about time she gets bumped off her perch, I can tell you that much.
All right, that's what we like to hear.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Charles Woolley. Thanks for watching. To keep up with the latest from 60 Minutes Australia, make sure you subscribe to our channel. You can also download the 9Now app for full episodes and other exclusive 60 Minutes content.